For those of you that don't know, I did decide to make my very first game with zero experience, so if you're interested in seeing that, feel free to find it on my channel. If not, I decided to actually move on to animation for this video. So I don't have any animation knowledge, but apparently I did at some point a couple years back, but I just don't remember. So I recorded my whole entire journey this time, and it's not that long, but it is interesting, so let's dive into it. For my first day, I decided to keep things simple. I wanted to do something basic, so I tried to go for an idle animation. As you can see, that's a horrible idle animation. So the idea behind this was I wanted you to look at your own arm, kind of like bored, like if you were looking at a watch, and then kind of like shrugging it off. And this is kind of what came out of it. With this whole video, I tried to be consistent by doing everything within the same week. I did more attempts on day one, so let's go ahead and check those out. For this next one, I tried to go for something basic again, and it's a simple punch, so how hard could it be? I am extremely disappointed in myself. That went nowhere near how I envisioned it. It looks absolutely horrible. What am I doing? It's meant to be a punch, a wind-up punch. It didn't come out well. There's nothing else that needs to be said. Just, I could do better. For the last one of the day, I wanted to take a different approach, and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Yeah, there you go. It's just a simple takeoff animation, and it actually looks really well in my opinion. So it's a considerable difference from what we've seen before. Yeah, I'm pretty proud of it, so let's move on to day 2. For day 2, I try to get my character to pick up something off the ground, something imaginary, and I think it turned out pretty decent. I think I'm actually getting in the hang of the program around this time around, so I think it's slowly getting better and better. By no means is perfect, but it's considerable progress. The second animation for day 2 is something not too complex and not too difficult either. It is pretty much intermediate for me, so my character just has to pretty much parkour to the second floor. So let's see how that goes. So I'm pretty okay with this, and I say this because if you notice halfway through the staircase, it hit me while animating this that his arms aren't moving upwards as he jumps, which adds more depth to it. So I feel like I corrected myself halfway through the animation. Either way, I feel like that's progress, and yeah, pretty decent work. The last animation for day number 2 is one of the most complex animations I've ever done because I asked a friend what I should do for some general ideas, and of course they gave me something difficult to work off of. Other than that, I'm actually pretty proud of this. Take a look. And this point in time, I feel like I reached a new level. I may be exaggerating here, but I feel like I nailed it. The little pet peeve I have is the breathing towards the end when he's exhausted. Maybe it's a little bit too quick, but I'm actually really happy with this outcome. And that's the last animation for day number 2. So let's go ahead and check out day number 3. For day number 3, I decided to focus a little bit around interaction with objects. So, as you can see, we have a bean on the table, and you could probably guess what's going to happen next. The second animation for day 3 has to do with the ball and the wall. This was a little bit more complex as I had to spend I just remember I spent a lot more time on this one than I did with the others. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with it. The last animation for day 3 is, well, here you go. For those of you who don't know, I'm a Dragon Ball fan, so I just pretty much simulated throwing a gigantic ki blast, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Now, just a friendly reminder, whatever I'm pretty much satisfied with could be garbage to some of you, but keep in mind, I'm a beginner, right? So I'm going to be satisfied pretty easily when I see some minor improvements or what I think looks good. But anyways, let's move on to the next and possibly final day. For day number 4, I decided to revisit one of the old animations made from day 1, so I decided to basically remaster it. And how it came out is absolutely wonderful. I'm pretty happy with it. Let me know what you guys think. Notice how I added a noodle effect to it now. And it looks really nice. I'm pretty proud of it. That's a considerable difference from what this was. Jesus. I'm happy. And now I feel confident enough with in a good amount of experience in my terms to make an actual scene. In the end, it took roughly a week for me to get the hang of the basics, get the hang of the program, and you're going to see what my very first scene looks like. Hopefully you guys enjoy. It was fun doing this, and I present to you the final scene. Hopefully you all enjoyed this video. At this very moment in time, this is the absolute best I could do. Now I'm well aware that there's no VFX in this animation because I never touched on VFX. So I feel like it's an entirely different category, but I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments, but I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. I'm literally very satisfied, and I'm glad I got to touch on animation. That's something I didn't want to get around to. Whether I touch animation or game making at all, that's only for time to tell, I guess. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you all later. Peace out and take care.